Going on YouTube, Centex Collector here with another finished 3D printed project. This time for Darklon's Evader. Model design off of Colts 3D by Cannibal 869. So kudos, shout out to him for the design. It wasn't too bad of a print. I was kind of skeptical at first because all stuff I potentially need to slice. But then once I got to it, came out really good, and he had some cool little updates that we'll get into here. So only two colors, so I went with this Polymaker Gold. I don't know if you can see it, but it just got this sparkle to it, just beautiful. I used it for my despoiler, any of my Iron Grenadier stuff. I've tried the Bambu Gold, and it's just not as good. It's too bland. I think I did that with that tank, the Iron Grenadiers tank that Benny now has. So Polymaker Gold, PLA, and then the Charcoal Matte Black PLA Bamboo. So we got, it's not a whole lot of parts. So the updates he did, so he did here some magnets, here and here, so that way it'll stay shut. So it's got a little good effect there. And then here, got those off Amazon. And these grommets he also linked. Got these off Amazon, so you can either swap it out with these like the original, or like his weapon it comes with Darklon. As you can see here, he also added a grommet over here, which you can actually put his sword, which is a cool feature. And there's like a slit right here. I think you can add something else there. But he gave the capability of being able to put his weapons. As you can see, I can probably sit him in here better. But there's Darklon in there. I could probably adjust it. He basically designed this at 100%, and then you had to increase it in your slicer to 160%. I mean, you could have maybe done 161, up to 165, maybe a Darklon to fit better. But overall, I mean, not horrible. I mean, he was kind of wonky in this thing anyway. The original Evader was from 89, so like that DIC era. Against Iron Grenadiers. I'm waiting on a gold paint marker to come in because this was actually molded on here. And most of the time I print my own decals. So I'll probably print this one, paint this one in gold. And then here, Destro's Iron Grenadiers logo. As you know, Darklon is Destro's cousin. I think distant, but he's a cousin. He's part of Iron Grenadiers. I really do like this Darklon figure. So as you can see, I had to split it down the middle in the slicer. And the wheel I messed up. I glued this. So the body, you need to put the wheel in first. And I necessarily didn't have to. Well, anyway, you glue this together, you put the wheel in, and then you glue the body together. I messed up and forgot, so I had to reprint it and then put it in there and then re-glue the wheel together. You can see the wheel flows freely. And then on the bottom side, he designed it where then there's a wheel lock right here. And then that locks the wheel in place there from the bottom. So you've got the two body pieces that you basically cut in half. And then you got two wheels front and back that you cut in half. Same thing back here. In his instructions, he said cut this in half. I didn't. I printed it just like this on, again, this was all printed on the Bambu Lab P1S and the A1 Mini for the smart parts. Here again, I had to, you see it's free flowing and it does roll just absolutely fine. But again, you have to put it in here and then you glue it together once you get it in here. That one up front you can put in, well, glue and then put in, but I messed up. I forgot to put it in first, but here, so you don't have to cut this back piece in half. The printing is fine. And then you got this swivel, so you got the two bodies and then this rear piece, two wheels, which are cut in half. And you've got this swivel piece here that I glued in place for your mechanism for the canopy or whatever you want to call this. And then you've got two guns here. And you basically just take one and mirror it for the other side. He like cut them in half. I didn't. So when I printed mine, and it came out really well anyway, I printed mine like this, and it printed out just fine. Grommet, you put the grommets like I said here 2 grommets there and grommet there, which he links on his Amazon. I'll link him in my description. And then here you can see we've got good flexibility or functionality there with that. And then this piece right here, we'll call it the canopy piece. You could glue it in. I didn't have to glue it in, but if I were to make another one, I probably would for somebody else. But that just kind of press fit right into there. And then you got this turret piece. That could have been probably a better fit, but it works. So you got your turret, works completely. So you got this turret piece. And then these missiles. I wasn't a big fan of this because, again, he cut the missiles in half. And you glued it together. But you can see that's the bottom of my print bed there. But I guess it's fine. You're not really going to see it. A lot of times I just print missiles as one piece. And I print them 90 degrees like that. But anyway, those slide right in there. Ideally, you're not really going to see the bottom anyway. You're just going to see the top. So it works. And that just easily slid on to there. So you got 2 pieces for each missile. And then your turret. And there was another like piece here that he added on. It's like a triple piece. I'm not really sure how that worked. I think it's supposed to, you can add his weapons onto it. But yeah, not a whole lot of pieces. The hardest part was just making sure I glued everything together correctly or in the right order per se. But I like how this came out. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it because there's no room on my Mars or Destro shelf, whatever you want to call it. But maybe I'll just put it down with the spoiler I have on another shelf. You can have Cappy Joe's if you wanted a spoiler. But yeah, I'll probably put it down there with the spoiler. But I'm digging how this came out. Like I said, it's not a whole lot. What I said, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About what, 15, 16? About 16 pieces to print, give or take. I forgot how many print. I'll put print hours and how much filament used. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good size because, I mean, like I said, this thing was wonky. I didn't have one of these as a kid. 89 was a little later. That was into like the DIC era. I think Darklon played more of a prominent role with Destro, but maybe. But if my memory serves me correct, either way, this was definitely more of a DIC era. But yeah, you can see it's got good size on it. Let's see how it compares to something else. So just for size sakes, you can see, yeah, it's definitely got more of a length to it. So it's definitely longer than like the Stinger. Not gonna be wider, obviously, 'cause it's just a 1-seater. But just to give you perspective of the size there. And then if we look at with the despoiler that I printed that Cappy Joe's designed, I just love this gold. So yeah, I got the little Iron Grenadiers going there. So yeah, there we go. There's the Darklon's Evader 3D printed in G.I. Joe classified scale. Shout out to Cannibal869 for the model design and making it a free STL. Roddy Toys has a version too, but it's print only. He hasn't released the STLs, but shout out to Cannibal869. He also has a Swamp Masher, which I'm probably going to print next. And he has another project. I'm drawing a blank on the other project he's currently working on, but he's got some cool stuff out there, man. Check him out. Thingiverse as a free STL, but he's also on Coles 3D with his other projects. Like, comment, subscribe. JJ out.